Check the thumbnail. Chris Cuomo over here going full Fredo mode on Scott Jennings. All over the word illegals.
How are you going to enforce it?
Threatening violence over a word that's literally in the law. Media hypocrisy at its finest. Or is Scott Jennings the real tough guy?
What are you, tough guy?
We diving in right now.
You see this clip of Scott Jennings saying, how are you going to enforce it? How are you going to enforce me not saying the word illegals anymore? How are you going to do that?
Listen, you can't say illegals anymore because ICE is directly targeting legal citizens of this country. And how
are you going to enforce your edict on me, just out of curiosity?
Listen, I understand.
But just listen to his point about illegal.
No, I want to know why he gets to instruct
You're
my
changing the topic.
Hang on. What are you, bully now? What are you, tough guy? Because you're talking to this kid who happens to be right, calling people illegals. They're called illegal aliens in the law. And you know what? A long time ago, Republicans and Democrats switched to undocumented.
You are either for American citizens or you're for illegals. That is clear in his latest tweet. He's one of the most well-known faces when it comes to the crackdown on illegal immigrants in America. So what does the sheriff, Joe Arpaio, think about children being taken from the parents? But illegal immigrants aren't your enemy either. They're just not coming in the country the right way.
Why? Because it seemed inhuman. That's why. They changed the vernacular, and you know it. But that's not the point. The point is, how are you going to do it? What are you going to do? What are you? You're a tough guy now, huh? I thought you were just supposed to be the simpering, but, open to conversation Trump defender. Of course, I remember you when you said he was like the worst thing in the world. But everything's convenience these days, right? It's getting you paid. But be careful. If you want to be a tough guy, there are plenty of tough guys out there. You want to see how somebody can make you stop saying illegal? And then what are you going to do, sue? Tough guy. How are you going to enforce that? So if somebody beats your ass because you're being rude and disrespectful and causing division in this country that's causing distress and pain all over the streets and making people want to hurt one another, if you really want to be a part of that, as the expression goes, FAFO, don't be a tough guy. Make tough points. But remember to be decent. You're not a tough guy, okay? You're a guy with slick to the side hair, a slick tongue, and everybody knows what you're doing. Don't be a tough guy. Not you.
Looks like Chris Cuomo wants to compete with his old friend Don Lemon. Yeah, Chris, you want to be Don Lemon. You see the traction that your former colleague Don Lemon is getting going after Stephen A. Smith and now Nicki Minaj. You're like, hey, I need to mix it up too.
Attention, ICE. Let me just say something that most journalists will not say. They can't say it. I understand that. But I'm an independent journalist now, so I can't say it. Fuck off, ICE. Fuck all the way off.
Let me talk about beating somebody's ass. Everything that they do was performative, right? It's a joke. Family, undocumented immigrant, illegal immigrant. That's not a reason to fight anyone over. That's not a slur. Democrats were very badly for those designations, like to be considered slurs like the N-word. Nothing is like the N-word. Not even Fredo.
CNN anchor Chris Cuomo got into a verbal altercation with a man reportedly threatening to throw him down the stairs. The man apparently called Cuomo by the name Fredo, referring to the fictional character from the Godfather films, which led to this confrontation.
I thought that's who you were.
No, punk from the right call me Fredo. My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN. Fredo is from the Godfather. He was that weak brother.
Isn't that your brother?
And they use it as an Italian aspersion. Any of you Italian? Are you Italian? It's an insult to your people. It's an insult to your people. It's like the N-word for us.
Well.
Hey, Chris, Fredo, it's not equal to the N-word. Nothing is, sir. There's nothing you can call anybody or anybody can call anybody of any walk that's going to equal N-word. So just quit it. Let's keep elevating things about immigrants and about the border thing, immigration, trying to get to this sweet spot that works best for Democrats. And you see it for yourself. Gaslighting and overcompensating for nonsense. Anybody who is feeling that way, it's because the actual thing of deportations, the actual activities of ICE. It's not the word immigrant or undocumented or illegal. That's not why. No one should beat no one should beat up Scott Jennings because he used the word that No, they should be upset about being deported or being harassed of their children. And I've seen some stuff that ICE is doing that ain't cool. Of course, I don't know the whole context, and that's the problem with the internet, but it looked like there was a family. The ICE came to the garage and had kids in handcuffs. And when I say kids, I mean like teenagers. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. And kids are crying and stuff. It just seemed like there's a better way to do things. And if not, it should be. You know what I'm saying? It should be. But when everybody's got a camera, they can start rolling at any time. We really don't know what happened. But it looks bad. And I can say that. And I do advocate for Black Americans, and I do feel, based on my research, my information tells me that immigration does hurt working class Americans, Black Americans. So, yeah, I think we need to do something about it, and I think Biden was a complete asshole when he left that border open. And he did not try to rectify, reform, defund ICE at the same time. So he opened the door and then did not remove the people that are charged with protecting it and collecting people up and putting them back across the border. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like a setup. But back to this with Chris Cuomo. Let me get back to this. Now, this is for all my young, what we call it, all my young bulls out there, fam. Check this out. I wanted to show you, because when you see a Corey Holcomb and an Anton Daniels, when you see a Tim Black and I don't know, them guys I had beef with that time, who I'm not going to even mention. Whatever. It's been a long time. It's been years. Let sleeping dogs lie. When you see us going at each other online, you go, why do we do this? Why do we do that? I wanted to show you that other groups with other skin tones had beef too. That's all. I want you to see it because you don't watch the content enough to know. We got rich multimillionaires shitting on one another over what someone said on another show that they're not even a part of. They weren't on the segment. The guy's father was a governor, his dad was a governor, and then a mayor. And he's up here, he's a lawyer, he's had primetime shows on multiple networks, and what's he doing? Talking about somebody getting their ass kicked. But of course, we're going to go to Corey, call Corey all types of names and degrade him and say, how did he go this far and all this shit. But I just want to show you that ignorant or out of pocket or going too far is not exclusive to Black America, no matter what your damn timeline tell you. You don't see shit if you don't look for it. So I wanted to bring it to you so you saw it. So that you know, here goes my evidence. Black comedians go at each other, white comedians go at each other too. You'd have to watch a lot of white comedians and hear them talk shit about one another to hear them do it. You just don't know. You think it's just Cat Williams. Oh, why we don't get it together? Why do we? I just get so tired of Black Americans, my young boys, my young Black men particularly, and there'll be some young sisters too. Young Black sisters who will make similar comments because they're in a silo where they only see themselves and they see certain activity, and then you have negative people say, well, Black people, why do we do this? Fool. Everybody do it. It's like I'm going to say this and I'm going to end it. I'm at a restaurant back in the late 90s working with a guy named Bill. Bill was from New Hampshire where he lived. There were no Black people. I was the first Black man he ever met in person and the first Black man's hand he ever shook. Yeah. And we went to this Korean restaurant. At the time, it was like one of my first times going to a Korean restaurant. It was in a place called, I think it was Ruston, Virginia, or Courthouse Metro Station, around that area. People know it if you're from the DMV. Vietnamese. I think it was a Vietnamese restaurant. They had like this kung pao chicken with nuts in it. And I'm like, I don't know about this. Oh, chicken with the nuts. Then they had this other dish that was fried. I was like, I don't know, man. He said, what you want to get, man? I was like, I don't know. He's like, hey, man, Tim, I'm going to get the fried thing. He's like, oh, for real? I say, for real? He said, yeah, man. Hey, Tim. He looked at me. He said, Tim, everybody loves grease, baby. I said, yeah, I hear you, fam. Yeah, everybody does love Greece. So, yeah, the point of the story is this. Do yourselves a favor. Do yourself a Seba favor. And at least consider not talking negative about yourself all the time, fam. I don't know what you need to see. You see Ukraine, you see Russia. They're killing each other. They're bombing each other. They're ending each other's bloodlines. And they're all white. This notion that black people are the only people that fight each other is crazy. And I just thought I'd dispel it a little bit with a little bit of facts with some well-known people that have no reason at all to get at each other, but they get at each other. You're welcome. I got your back.
No, I want to know.
You're making a point about the people being arrested.
I understand that your job is predicated on just getting increasingly more demented every single week, and that the audience comes back to see if perhaps
make your point.
My point is that you're saying the word illegals, but
it's in federal
you don't
law.
even really know what's happening. Or actually, I think you do, and
Sure,
you're
I do.
doing this on purpose. But
Yes,
the truth
because
is,
I want the law enforced.
they are not just targeting illegal immigrants. They
are.
are targeting natural-born U.S. citizens.
They are not.
That is a fact. You
They are
cannot
not.
deny that. I mean, you can on national television.
They are
deny
not.
facts all the time.
They
You've
are
done it a
not.
couple times in this very episode.
I still want to know how you're going to enforce your language edicts on me.
We'll take
So if somebody beats your ass because you're being rude and disrespectful, as the expression goes, FAFO,